The termination paperwork you get when you're fired and the reason for termination stated on that paperwork, if you get any at all, is just one piece of evidence among many pieces of evidence. It's not gospel. So, I was at a party and people asked what I do. I say I'm a workers' rights lawyer. And the question was, how is any employer dumb enough to say that they fired your client illegally? And can you win if they don't say the real reason? Like, unless they're super stupid and say they fired your client because they were black, you can't win. Of course, that's a non-attorney. That's not true. Even if your employer says, I'm firing you for poor performance, I can still go back and look at the paper trail. I can look at text messages. I can look at payroll records. I can look at write-ups. I can look at emails. And I can piece together and say, hey, wait a minute. You weren't fired for poor performance. You were fired because your boss is a racist, and I can prove it. And they're going to say, oh, it was poor performance. But at the end of the day, my job is to prove they are lying and get you paid. And yes, this applies in at-will states. Yes, it applies in right-to-work states. Right-to-work states have no effect on this. Doesn't matter how big the employer is. In fact, bigger the better. They hire more professional attorneys that are easier to work with. There it is.